The prototype design pattern is a creational pattern that enables the creation of new objects by copying an existing object. Prototype allows us to hide the complexity of making new instances from the client. The existing object acts as a prototype and contains the state of the object. The prototype pattern is a creational design pattern which is required when object creation is a time-consuming and costly operation, so we create objects with the existing object itself by copying it. The newly copied object may change the same properties only if required. This approach saves costly resources and time, especially when object creation is a heavy process. One of the best available ways to create an object from existing objects is the clone method. Clone is the simplest approach to implementing a prototype pattern. However, it is your call to decide how to copy existing objects based on your business model. The prototype design pattern's components include the prototype interface or abstract class, concrete prototypes, and the client code, and the clone method specifying cloning behavior. These components work together to enable the creation of new objects by copying existing ones. Above is the class diagram for the prototype design pattern. Here we see that we have to first create an interface named shape. This interface called shape acts as the prototype. Here we have two methods. One is clone method and other is draw method. The clone method will be used to create clone of the object. Next we create a concrete prototype class called circle and we implement the interface shape. This shape interface has two methods, clone method and draw method. As we see here, the clone method is simply creating a new object of class circle which takes one argument, this dot color, which is the same argument that anyone would pass while creating the circle object. Thus we see that a clone object is created and then it is returned since return type is shape, that is the superclass of the circle. It is allowed and the compiler does not show any error. In the draw method that we have implemented, we simply print the variable color that belongs to the class circle. The circle class has one constructor which is used to set the color variable that belongs to circle class. Next we create a shapeClient class. This shapeClient class takes an object of type shape. This shape object is then assigned to the internal variable shapePrototype. This internal variable is private so it cannot be accessed directly. So to access it we have a method called createShape which then returns the clone of the object that was assigned to shapePrototype by calling clone method on variable shapePrototype that holds object of type shape. In the complete code we see that the interface shape is implemented by circle class and provides the implementation for both methods clone and draw. Next we see that the shapeClient class takes an object of type shape and it is then accessed by createShape method which then returns the clone by calling clone method on that object. Finally we see that in the main method we create a new object of circle and that object is assigned to circlePrototype variable which is of type shape. And then this variable is passed to shapeClient constructor and new shapeClient object is created and then assigned to client variable of type shapeClient. Then on this client variable holding the shapeClient object we call createShape method which will then give us clone of circle object since we have passed circle object to shapeClient constructor.